Hi everyone, happy Monday. We have our first June planner page to do today, and it is this really beautiful page. Now this is from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, and I've just always loved this page, so it's really nice to have the chance to have a go at it again. Now I've chosen a couple of different sets of pencils to do, both the same brand, but one a pastel set and one a regular set. So I thought we might need to sort of mix it up a little bit. I am going to start with the regular set though and open them up. Now this box is quite fun. You may have seen my sort of video where I reviewed them, and they come in a little tray. I'm just going to pop them out and pop them beside me. I probably should have done this first. Oh, sorry for all the noise. And we'll pop them out and choose some colours. Now, you don't have to use the same brand of pencils as me. There's not a lot of different colours that are going to go on in this picture, really. Although I've got the two sets, it looks like I'm going to be using a lot. I'm not really. I'm just going to do the branches in a brown, the leaves in a green, the blossoms in pink, because it looks like cherry blossom, and then we'll use some yellows and things. We've got these bottles, not sure about those yet, but we'll make a start. I'm not sure how far through I'm going to get. We'll see how it all goes. So I'm going to start with the brown. I will tell you the pencil numbers just in case you do have this set and you want to follow along. So this is number 30, which is the darkest brown. So this is the darkest brown in this set. You don't have to use a really dark brown, but I want to get some shadow underneath the branches. So I'm just going to layer a bit on at the sort of bottom. Even the ones that are facing the other way, like these that are facing upwards, I'm still going to put a little on the edge of them. And, excuse me, and a bit nearer the top. So I just took a sip of tea before I started recording. It seems to have decided to get its revenge on me. I thought I'd better take a sip of tea and then I won't sound quite so hoarse. I'm not being too accurate. I want to be really, but it's ending up being a little bit loose, but I think that's okay. These narrow bits are a bit trickier to sort of get near the edge, so we'll just go with it, go with the flow, see what happens. You might want to do your branches in a more greeny colour if you want to. It's no now here we have to be a little bit careful because we've got this string and it's sort of wrapped around the branch, so I'm not going to colour that in brown. If you do, don't worry, it's not the end of the world, but I think I'll probably do those in a green or a ribbon. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. I reckon this page is going to be more than one video, by the way. I was thinking about it before I started, thinking there's quite a lot here to do. I might not do every single little detail with you, but there's quite a lot that I'd like to do with you, so we'll just see. I know some people would like just one really long video, but I think it's a little bit easier to break it up. I like to be able to give you something each day. If I made my videos really long, I wouldn't be able to do that, so I think it's quite nice to just have a little bit each day. But that's the way I'm going to be doing it at the minute anyway. And a sort of shorter one in the afternoon, although yesterday I recorded an afternoon video. Not sure when it's going to go out. It may be today's actually, maybe tomorrow's, and it ended up being about 40 minutes long, and it was supposed to be short, but the particular bit that I was doing just lent itself to a longer video. You know, it was just the way it was. But anyway, I hope everyone's well and doing okay. I'm doing really well. Got over my horrible coldy thing that I had. Ugh. So that was good. It was getting me down a bit. It's just because normally a cold doesn't bother me, but because it made my nasal passages swell up so much I couldn't breathe, which horrible. So, but I did find, which was really lovely, that making videos actually helped distract me from thinking about it, which is always good, distraction is brilliant. Now I do really want those to be probably a bit darker when we finish, but I'm going to put in a lighter bit and then go back perhaps to some darker browns. Now there's some ready browns in this set, but I don't really want that, so I'm going to go to the number 27, which although it looks a bit orangey, it isn't quite as orangey as the others, and just sort of fill in the rest really. I'm going to give it a sharpen just for these. Oh, I've just realised we've missed a bit up here. I'm going back in with the dark brown. So yeah, I've had a good morning already. I've popped out shopping and we had a cheese emergency. No cheese in the house. Now, being lactose intolerant, having no cheese in the house really isn't an emergency for me. But yes, for other members of the family, how are we going to survive? Oh, another bit that I've missed that you can't even see. Sorry. Just realised you can't see that bit. Can you see? Can we get it all in? Oh, there we go. Yes, yeah, other members of the family have cheese every day, I think. So it's like, what can I do with no cheese? So yeah, I popped out and got them all some cheese. But I had to get other groceries anyway, so it's fine. It was raining a little bit this morning. I'm just spotting, but I had such a good sleep last night because it's been a bit cooler. When it's hot weather, I can't sleep very well. And last night was so cool, I had to put the bedspread back on the bed. And, oh, it was bliss. I had such a snuggly, blissful sleep. Lovely. Really nice. So that was good. So I feel really refreshed, which is great. And I'd been a bit hormonal, and that seems to have passed, which is always good as well. So you can see this is a really big difference in colour. We're going to have to fiddle with this a lot more to get it to how I want it to look anyway. But it's quite good sometimes just to get a few colours down and see how it's looking, because I'm not pressing hard. I can layer up, whoops, so my book's travelling around the table. I can just layer it up and get it looking how I want it to look. But it was lovely. I saw a lady in the supermarket now. She has known me since before I had my children. Now they're 16, so long old time. She often says she remembers when I was pregnant. And funny enough, she comes from the town that I live in. I don't. I wasn't born in this town. But she was, and she actually went to the school that my children went to, which is quite fun. It had a different name then. It was a very different sort of school. But it's still quite fun that there's that sort of connection, which is really cool. I am going to zoom in because I don't think you can see very well. The light is really dark in here. I put the, it's dark, it's just because it's raining. Right, so these smaller branches now, I'm going to go around the edge. What I think I'm going to do is add a bit of green into all these branches. So these I'm only going around the edge again with a hardish layer. Okay, where should we go up to? We'll go up to here and I'll show you, and then I'll do a different colour. Because they're narrow, I'm not going to take the brown colour, the dark brown in too far, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put some green in, I've decided. Because the difference between the two browns is a bit big, but I don't want to add one of these more orangey browns that I get with this set. I don't think it will work with the blossom. So what I'm going to do is, now I've done that, I've got this green, which is a sort of olivey green. Oops. It's number 24 for those of you who have the set. Just going to give it a sharpen. And it's the shade that I'll probably be using partly for the leaves. So I'm going to just add that in. I'm going to try and leave a lighter bit down the middle of the branch if I can, but if it's too narrow it won't happen, and I'm not going to worry about it. I might think that looks a bit dirty, but I think it looks a bit mossy. I'm okay with the colour. I like this sort of olivey green colour, browny greens. So you might prefer something a bit lighter, like a spring green or something, but I think this will work. I quite like the effect it's getting, like that. So let's move up and do this sort of, can we fit it all in? Excuse my weird noises. No, maybe that's the lowest bit. Yeah, we can, apart from the very edge. Let's zoom out a tiniest bit, we should be able to fit it in. There we go. Just wanting to make sure I don't disappear off the bottom of the page or the top of the page or the side of the page. Anyway, yes, I had a quick chat with the lovely lady. She asked me how all my boys, 3 boys were, which is really sweet, and had a quick chat about the fact that we've got a bank holiday coming up. By the time the video goes out, that will have passed by. What I'm doing here, by the way, is going back over those dark lines and just taking that darker colour in a little bit towards the centre, ready to add in the green colour in a minute. And we might want to put a bit of shadow in here where these are overlapping. I'm not going to do that yet. I may not do it at all. We'll see. So that was rather nice, having a very quick catch up. I couldn't talk to her for long because she had a queue, and people like to be served. They don't want someone nattering behind on the counter. Although that particular supermarket is quite good for that. People tend to be patient. I say tend to be. I sort of think first thing in the morning people might be grabbing a sandwich on their way to work, so they don't really want to be held up. Again, I want to put a bit of shadow around where these bits of ribbon or whatever, we haven't really decided what they are, but not at the minute. I've just noticed I've got quite a little bit here that I've missed. I'm just going to use this lighter pencil. Oh, sorry, I can't see very well that way. Like that, just to fill it in now so that I remember. It's always good. I always keep my pencils out of the container while so if I'm, say, doing this tree, I keep all the colours that I'm using to the side, and then if I have to go back and grab one, I know which one it was, or I rest them slightly out of the pencil tin or whatever, just so I have a way of knowing what I've been using. Obviously when I'm doing a video I have to know for you guys that I can write it in the description, but because you know, pencil names are always there. Usually, I may not for this one because they're numbers. I'm trying to work out where I'm going now. Which bit did I did that bit, so we need to go up here, don't we? Yeah, as I say, I may not for this one because they're numbers, and the other pastel set that I've grabbed don't have any identifying names or numbers on them. But I know it's a little bit of a pain for a video, but some people just like to know exactly what's being used, but you might be able to figure it out if you've got the set. But I don't know if it's going to be that crucial. I may not even use them. I haven't thought that far yet. I'm just thinking about branches at the minute. There aren't any pastel browns. That's the thing about the Castle pastel set that sort of tempts me, is the fact that we've got I think we're sort of done with that. I'm just going to wipe my nose, sorry, and then we haven't done, I know which bit we haven't done, this bit. I don't think so anyway, we might have done, it just doesn't look like it's been done. There we go. So we're going to grab the green again, number 24, and just go fill in a bit. Now on the thicker branches I should do it slightly differently. The little branches, what I'm trying to do is do it a bit darker on the edge than the centre, but they're quite thin, narrow, so it's hard to do that. Now on these though we've got a lot of space, so I'm going to try to fade the amount of green as we go towards the middle, so we leave a lighter area like that. And then when it's done I'll have a look and see whether I think it's worked. It's quite hard when it's just a little section, and of course once you start you've got to do it with all of it unless you want to erase. I want to do that a bit darker. So yeah, I didn't see much wildlife while I was out either. I saw a pigeon everywhere, but not much else. It was quite quiet. Saw some dogs, people walking dogs, but not really wildlife, are they? Animals, yes. Wildlife, no. I think the fact that there were dogs is probably partly why I didn't see. So I just moved the book. See too many other birds, but it's also wet and cold. It wasn't really cold. I liked it. I like it cooler, so it was nice. I really enjoyed actually the temperature. Sorry, I do keep moving the book. I'm sure you can still see. Yeah, it was a bit quiet with regards to wildlife. I think what I'm decided will look best is to cover every bit of the branch with some green, but to do a heavier amount top and bottom. Seems to be blending in and working how I want it to. And what I think I might do is show you a few leaves, show you a few flowers, but not all of them. They're very similar, so you won't need to know you won't need to watch me do 10 million. It's quite a lot, isn't it? I don't think there's that many. So I'll do a few and then I'll do some on my own, or else I'm going to run out of things to say. And I sit quietly colouring, saying nothing. I don't know if that's going to be very entertaining. I know some people's videos they do that, but they tend to speed it up a bit. They don't just do it real time, silent colouring, or they put some music on the back. I don't do that. I'm not good at choosing music because I'm not a big music fan. It's funny actually saying that though. My husband played some music for me at the weekend, and it was my favourite album that I'd had as a teenager. As a teenager I did listen to music a lot, but now it's just not my thing. Okay, I am feeling happy with that, but I'm going to get the dark brown and do a little bit of shadowing. Okay, so we're going to start up here and think about, look, it's meeting the flower here, so it's going to be a little bit darker. I'm just going to add a bit of darker pencil. We don't want it too dark. You could go in with the black and make it really dark, but oh, my chair's moving. Sorry, my chair hit the desk then. Sorry, it was slowly moving away. It's going to end up on the floor. Anyway, I don't want it really black and dark, so I'm just adding little bits here and there where I think there would be a bit of a shadow. I think there might be a bit in there and in there too. And as I said earlier, this bit where it overlaps on both sides. So anywhere where it's near something else that might be casting a shadow, a bit of shade in there. How far down can you see? Goodness, it sounded like my solar panels just turned themselves off. It really is quite dark. I've got the blind open here in front of me. I've got my lamp on. So I hope that it's bright enough. But it should be. It's a good lamp. It sort of adjusts to the light, so it should give the right amount. I find it does oddly make the pages look quite white when they're not. They're cream, but that's fine. Okay, I'm going to just go do this bit at the bottom. Just push you up so you can see. So I didn't push you up, I pushed the book up. quite like doing a little bit in there where there's a sort of the branches split. I feel like it sort of feels like it should be darker. I don't know why. Maybe they usually are. I think I've done most bits now. I don't know if it's made a massive difference, but I'm happy that I've had a go. Now we'll go for this big area here where we've got a big bunch of leaves and flowers, and we'll do a few leaves. I'm going to do all the leaves the same, so it'll be quite simple. So I'm going to use this green that I've used already for the branches. It will all then tie together, and just start with a darker bit here and fade it down like that, and then the same on this leaf. Where they join, it will be a little bit darker. You could use your brown in there to make some extra shadow. I think it might end up looking a bit dirty, so I'm not going to do that. And then we've got the number 26, which is this sort of lighter shade. I'm just going to go over the whole leaf in this because it's quite bright. I think it will brighten up the leaves, because we want, we've got our pinks coming, so we want it to be quite bright. You see, I think it's it ties it in with the branch but makes the leaves nice and bright. So all of the leaves be done like this. So nice and straightforward. And what I've also decided is these ribbons I'm going to do in this light colour, because you see there's leaves and things attached to them. So they are sort of vines, I suppose. And also they form part of this. Now I'm going to add in some darker green in a minute. I'll just show you. I'm not going to do that leaf quite yet. So back to the art number 24 and make it darker under here where there would be shadow, like we have for the branches themselves anyway, a little bit on the top. And then a bit there. We'll put a bit on the leaf because we're doing it the same as the others. This we can put a little bit of darker green on each edge, a bit at the bottom of there and a bit here. Now by doing the darker colour second rather than first, it doesn't go quite as dark, and I'm happy with that. And I'm just going to go back to the lighter one, the number 26, to fill that in. So that's how I will be doing those. I'm just checking there's nothing too complicated. On this one we have 2 dots. Those are ink, aren't they, from the Inky Butterfly, if you've read the book. So that's that now. There's just a lot of noise outside. Okay, we'll come in a bit closer and we'll do this bloom. It's quite typical of the blooms that are on the page in that it looks quite, but it's got some of the folded over leaves which can sometimes, they flummox me, to be honest. So now I'm going to try and find a pinky colour. Now the set of has this pink, but I'm not sure if it's a bit, yeah, I like that pink. It's the lightest pink. I'm going to use it. Right. Just give it a sharpen. So it's number 12 for those with the set. Which one are we doing this one? Let's get it right. So we're not going to worry about the centre yet. We're just going to get some pink down. Now I'm going to colour over these seed pods because I'm going to be drawing those back in later. So what I want to do is to just fade this out towards the edge of the flower. Like that. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. It's like there's a bang, bang. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm very tempted to go and be very nosy and have a look in a minute. That was a bit darker, but we'll fade it down towards the tip. Now with these leaves, we've got these lines we can use to add some shape to the petals in a minute. I'm just going to make that one as dark as that one, or else it's going to look a little bit odd. But this is a, I think, very pretty shade of pink. I think it's just right for these. Now I'm not entirely sure what these blossoms actually look like. So the centre and the seedy bits, for want of a better word, will be a guess. So but I have an idea, so I'm going to just go with my plan. So now we've done that basic, I'm just gonna, that bit looks a bit pale. Now the turned over bits I just want really light, so I'm gonna gentle, really gentle, like that. Now I'm thinking about these bits, I'm gonna go in with some darker lines like this, just to try and follow those lines that Johanna's given us. Now what I do is I follow it, there's a line here you see, so I can join it up with that. Now these don't have those lines, but I'm going to add some in anyway because I think it'd look a little bit odd if they don't have any. Make them different widths like that. So there we have our flower. Now the centre, let's grab my brush. Oh, it dropped some bits where I've been using it. Okay, so the centre, now I'm thinking yellow. We've got a few shades of yellow here. We've got quite a bright yellow, we've got a slightly lighter yellow. What I'm going to do is use the brighter yellow because I think it's number 4. Yellows don't really stand out very well. So I'm going to go around and around like this, and here like this. Now these dots, how are we going to do those? Well, I have a few ideas, bear with me. Oh, I don't have the pen that I need. Hold on a moment, I'm just going to stop the film. It was also an excuse for me to go and be nosy and find out what all the noise was outside. No idea, couldn't see anything. I'm going to use this green to do a little bit more. I want a bit of green around the centre of here, I've decided, while I was getting my pen. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Now the pen I've chosen is the Posca. It's the Sunshine Yellow. If you don't have the Sunshine Yellow and just have the normal yellow, that'll be fine. And I'm going to dot this on here. Now I think that dot is ink from the butterfly. Oops, I missed then. I'm also going to dot all around here because I want to try and eliminate that black line a bit, like that. I don't know, I just prefer soften it a little bit. And I'm also going to use a white Posca to add a few white dots. I need to wait for that yellow to dry a little bit, so I shall shake my white Posca while I'm waiting. Actually, I don't know if I've got this one started. It's all pink, this one. It's got a pink nib. I've been doing something on pink with it and not cleaned it. So I'm just scribbling away. You can see it looks pink. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I'm going to do a few white dots on top of those yellow ones. Just a few in the middle. There we go. And that's my flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for now and show you in another video how to do these and a few other, and the bottles as well. I think we've had long enough on this so far, but your homework is to go away and do that and do all the flowers and all the leaves, and my homework too. So I'm going to do that and then come back and show you the next bit. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely Monday and happy colouring.